Okay, can you all see that?
Mhm.
Perfect. Good. So yeah, as I said, welcome to our first sort of virtual gathering of like-minded individuals, Freshwater Biodiversity in Africa Seminar Series 2021. The project, the group people that are here and the individuals are either connected to or involved with the JRS Biodiversity Foundation in one way or another. And they have funded a lot of the biodiversity informatics in Africa work. And we as the Freshwater Research Centre are very, honoured to be the hosts for the series. And as I mentioned informally before, we're hoping this is going to be a fairly informal, although sticking to virtual etiquette, so muting when not talking, but very much a space. We'd like to create a space for sharing knowledge and grappling with problems and hearing about what other people in the various parts of East and Southern Africa are doing, because we all share a similar passion in terms of mobilizing freshwater biodiversity data and for the decision making at the end of the day. So we want to not just mobilize it for the sake of mobilizing it, but for making a meaning contribution for managing and protecting and conserving these really important habitats in our continent. Okay, so in terms of the workshop, those of you who've been in it from the start know that in 2020 of last year, we were meant to have an in-person workshop to share our work and have some productive discussions, but obviously with the pandemic, that didn't happen. So I thought it would just be worthwhile mentioning, these are the original projects, a wonderful diversity of projects from South Africa, the Freshwater Research Centre Award, Association for Water and Rural Development, the museums in Kenya, the University of Rwanda, Fisheries Institute in Uganda, the ARCOS, Dar es Salaam University, Lilongwe, and the Sequoia University in Tanzania. Subsequent to this, there were some new projects funded, and that includes the new project of Sanbi, looking at wetland birds, the groundwater project of this Groundwater Management Institute, and the Okabanga Research Institute to develop Orbis. So these are the sort of the stable of freshwater biodiversity projects, I guess, in JRS's organization. And then, of course, we've got our very important associated experts and organizations, including Astrid, who was going to join us as a sort of representative of the Aqua Hub, as well as other data projects. We thought we could learn a lot from her. And then our three key South African institutes, the South African National Biodiversity Institute, South African Institute of Aquatic Biodiversity, and SAON. Okay, so essentially what I thought we could just do before moving on to the sort of the seminar or the presentations for today is a bit of a meet and greet. So what I'm keen is for each representative from each project to just kind of, briefly introduce their project team, and then give a bit of a timeline of where they are in their project. I'm going to stop my sharing at this stage, and Jeremy, would you like to present, just give an overview of the meet and greet from the FBUS project? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Helen. For those of you that I haven't met yet, nice to meet you. And yeah, I'm at the Freshwater Research Centre working with Helen. We are partners in crime on the FBUS project. And yeah, it was cool to see that slide, Helen, with all the projects, all the African projects together. Such a diverse assemblage of organizations and institutions there. And yeah, I see that FBUS was one of the first freshwater projects awarded in this part of the world. So I guess it was in 2017 that we put in our grant application and were successful. And since then, we have spent the last 3 years developing a freshwater biodiversity information system with a focus on rivers, invertebrates, freshwater fish, and a lot of what we have achieved so far has been possible through collaboration with our technical partner, Cartoza, whom I know is a technical partner on a number of the other projects as well. So I'm sure we'll hear from Tim just now. And yeah, just to sum up, we've just finished the first phase of the FBUS journey. So that's the first 3-year grant. And we're about to kick off our second 3-year project, which is essentially to further develop some of the elements of the platform. And yeah, there are a few other bits and bobs there that I think we'll probably flesh out when we do the FBUS presentation. So yep, looking forward to hearing about the other projects. Thanks.
Perfect. So I'm going to go through my list. Hugo, oh, he's on a call. Sarah, would you be able to say a little bit about the Kenya Museum project? If he's available. Oh, let's dive in with Hugo.
Sorry, Helen. I was just on the phone with Sharon.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Are you able to do a bit of a meet and greet, a little bit of an overview of what's up?
Yeah, sure thing. Sharon's just having major difficulties, obviously just moving to Cape Town, finding Wi-Fi spots where she can sit, and things have been a bit all over the place. So she sends her apologies. Nice to meet you all. It was great, seeing a lot of people's videos on the progress. I don't, when Don got us to do all those videos, it was quite cool seeing all the different projects. I have some idea of what other people are doing, but looking forward to these sessions, and thanks Helen and the team for organizing them. I think it's a great way of opening up doors for collaboration and, just sharing ideas and insights. So great initiative. So my name's Hugo. I'm a researcher at the Association for Water and Rural Development. We were awarded a grant from the JRS in 2019. And our project is looking at two components to it. So first, obviously, the Freshwater Biodiversity Information System, which is developed by the FRC and has been established for the country, being such a powerful tool, became, a no-brainer for us to try and link up with a new project where we've had a main focus on hydrology and water quality, so more around the drivers, and working very close with water resource managers from daily to annual operations and trying to integrate or merge two systems. So the one component of the project that we got through the JRS is to mobilize biodiversity data with our partners in the Lowveld River reaches. So the Lowveld being all the rivers that run through the Kruger National Park, and to populate this data into FBUS. And then the second component of our project is to integrate inwards, which is our integrated water resource decision support system that we're developing, with the Freshwater Biodiversity Information System, FBUS, basically bringing in your responder data. And while we know FBUS also has drivers of change data, inwards has your verified hydrology, your real-time hydrology, real-time water quality data, a lot of the things that water resource managers use for their operations, like, for example, Nkomati Lesotho Catchment Management Agency, and bringing the biodiversity data and the drivers of change data together to start to alter the way in which we operate our systems. So that's a little bit about our project, which is called BioSmart. And yeah, so there's a strong link with FRC as well as with Cartoza. So as Jeremy said, everyone knows pretty much everyone already and interacting with each other, but it'll be quite cool to get to know everyone else more personally working outside of South Africa. So yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, Helen.
Thanks, Hugo. And you're about halfway through, I guess. So.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, yeah. So we finished off in 2023, in the beginning of 2023. But yeah, so we're in our second year now, and our first version has already been released. So if you go to inwards.award.org.za. You can go download the first version of it and have a look at it. And second,
we'll get
sorry?
more updates on your session.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Beth, or would you like to, or Elias, say something about the Rwanda project? Literally just a couple of minutes, because I'm mindful of time.
Who do you want to talk?
Either, it's up to you.
All right. I just texted Elias. I don't know if he joined yet, but oh, there he is.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go ahead, Elias?
Just unmute, Inuit. Just unmute. Can't hear him.
Can you unmute, Elias?
Yeah. Thank you. I did not get the question.
Okay, so just literally in 2 sentences, a little bit about your project, who your team is, and how far into the project you are.
Yeah, thank you so much, Helen. Maybe Professor Kaplan will supplement on what I'm going to say. We are working on developing the Rwanda Biodiversity Information System. In this project, we are focusing on freshwater biodiversity, and we are working with stakeholders from inside Rwanda and outside the country. We are working on data that we collect from JBIF, data from our partners from Europe, the Central Museum of Tervuren in Belgium, data from Botanical Garden of Belgium. We have also data that is collected from NGOs and public institutions that are located in Rwanda. We have a strong team now. We have a data team that is working on that. We have also an ICT team that is helping in the development of the system. Now I can say that we are almost about to have the first prototype with the modules, some modules already available on the system. And I think that we are making a good progress. This is just what I can say for now.
Wonderful. Thank you, Elias. Beth, anything you want to add, or shall I move on? That's fine.
No, just that. Well, I just wanted to echo that. I think this idea of bringing all the different projects together is really fantastic, because I want to emphasize that we are learning so much from you, Helen, and FRC and the process you went through. And I really enjoyed watching the videos that were made. I think somebody else who spoke earlier, Jeremy, mentioned that. It's really, really helpful for us to know how other people are doing this, because sort of all new territory, and we're really at the stage of trying to identify the entry points. So I'm really interested in how people, the data products, sort of real outputs from the system. So I'm really interested in hearing that from people. We're at, kind of at the early phase of that in our system. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Beth. So perhaps I can ask Sarah or Kevin just a few sentences about your project, where you're at.
Hi, this is Cyril. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Our project is about developing a biodiversity data and information system for the Tana River Basin. And the river is wholly situated in Kenya. It's about 1,000 kilometers long. And we put together a team of different institutions, about 7 of them. These National Museums of Kenya is the lead partner. Then we have natural resource authorities involved, also Water Resources Authority, which are regulators, and of course, Forest Service and NGO, and also, of course, the technology development partner who are helping us to develop the project portal. Our aim was to bring together the different partners who are involved in the basin to actually recognize the importance of biodiversity data and bring it all together, and also to mobilize, of course, biodiversity data from the basin, and also integrating it with other socioeconomic data and other types of data. And they're trying to make it easy to understand through visualization and other methods and analysis. So, and of course, capacity building and training and other outreach activities. So at the moment, we have quite a lot of biodiversity data mobilized from the project, all new, quite a lot, so published to GBIF. But of course, there's an API that draws that data into the project portal. That's quite impressive. Where we have a little bit of a challenge is getting the other types of data, especially from other partners who are regulatory authorities and also people who are not used to sharing data. So that's a challenge. We do have a project portal up. We have done quite a bit in terms of introducing tools for analysis, but of course, we are also quite close towards the end of the project, but because of all the challenges that we have had before, of course, we know that we are not quite where we should have been, but it's quite nice to also link up with all of you and Helen in particular, because your project is quite impressive. You have been in this field for very long, so we are all learning and we would like to learn from all of you who are involved. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's great. That's perfect. Emily, would you like to, you're very new to the JRS group, but perhaps you can give us a brief overview of where you're at. Hi, welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me. So I'm working at the Okavango Research Institute in northern Botswana, and we were given a planning grant from JRS. So we've basically been doing stakeholder consultations and trying to develop a system, or at least an idea for a system that is driven by user requirements. And so we've also been very impressed by all the work that Helen and Tim have done. So we're hoping to move forwards working with them, and hopefully we'll be invited to submit an application for a full grant this year.
Perfect, thanks so much. Vincent or Laban, the Uganda project, fisheries? Laban seems to have disappeared. He was here earlier. Okay. Let's move on to, is James available to say a bit about your new project also?
Yes, thanks, Helen. So the name is James Sauramba. I'm the Executive Director of the Southern African Development Community Groundwater Management Institute, SADC GMI popularly. So we are the new kid on the block in terms of this area. Our work is to serve the groundwater sector as a center of excellence in the SADC region. We work in all the 16 SADC member states. So on this specific initiative, we are implementing a groundwater dependent ecosystems project in a transbounded aquifer called Kaklia Brae. It is a transbounded aquifer shared between South Africa and Botswana. And our objective is to create a biodiversity database for this transbounded aquifer. It's unique in the sense that it is our first such project in the region, which looks at GDEs on transbounded aquifers. So we are quite excited to be a part of this. So we started the project on the 1st of August 2020, and it's running until the 31st of July 2023. We've just finished the first 6 months of our project, which is basically the inception period. And we look forward to learning a few more things. On this call, I have colleagues from my team. I'm the project director, and I've got well-qualified experts in these different areas. I've got Professor Modre Gomo. He will just show his face if he's available. Prof. Gomo, he's the key expert on geohydrogeology or hydrogeology on the project. Prof. Gomo, yeah, there he is. You'll be assisting in that. And I also have Dr. Tatenda Dalu. He's our key expert on biodiversity ecology. Yeah, his picture is not showing, but I'm sure he'll show up later. And we also have Farai Dondofema. He's not on the call. And we have also Miss Batanai Gwangwawa. She's on gender equality and social inclusion to ensure that whatever we are doing is aligned to the communities. She is showing up there. So that's my team. We look forward to learning more from the other projects that are already ongoing and that you have seen the development so far. Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much and welcome to all of you. Fantastic. Nancy, are you available to give us a brief intro to your new project?
Hi, Helen. I won't say much. Our project is just starting. I'm Nancy from the South African National Biodiversity Institute, and one of our core tasks is biodiversity, monitoring of biodiversity and reporting on status and trends of biodiversity for South Africa, and taking that up into national reporting documents. So the focus of our project is on water birds and wetlands. So we're working on a data pipeline using two big data sets, citizen science generated data sets. It's a QUAC data set and SABAP. And we're going to put that through the data pipeline and then work with the streams of national and international reporting, and also working with managers on the ground for some selected sites. So we're trying to do the full chain. But also look forward to working with you further on FBUS and bringing that all the way through into our national reporting as well. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thanks, Nancy. Is someone able to present from the Malawi project? It would have been Emmanuel, but he's not here, I see. Chikondi?
Hello, Helen.
Hi, morning.
Morning, I'm Chikondi Makwiza. Emmanuel and Secure, my colleagues in the project, they are engaged in another activity today, so they were not able to join. But I can just briefly talk about our project at Luana, the Longo University of Agriculture and Natural Resources. So our project started last year. Professor Kaunda is the director, Secure is the manager, and I am the one looking at the database. We also have partners. Vincent Masiko from Naxos Technologies is here in the meeting. They are partnering with us in developing a biodiversity portal. Another partner is MHub from Malawi, another ICT firm. We are also working very closely with the Department of Fisheries here in Malawi. That's a government arm. So our project started last year, 2020, and it's going to end in 2022, is it? It's a 3-year project. We are basically mobilizing data that is already existing in the various institutions in Malawi, quite similar to what the Nafiri project was doing, because we are also building a portal which is almost complete. It should be up and running on the correct DNS in about a month or two. At the moment, it's still in demo, running on the Naxos Technologies website from Uganda. We are also working on an app, a mobile app, because we would like to mobilize fresh data Actually, the whole goal is like mainstream a way of mobilizing data in the government system so that all the data they collect, the research data, can quickly be mobilized, quickly be processed, and be uploaded on the portal. Plus, we would like to be capturing additional information which previously wasn't easy to capture because they were using like hard copies to collect data from the field. So we have worked on a mobile app. We are using an existing platform, ODK, with some templates that we have worked on in Excel to quickly modify, not modify, but like map that data so it can be uploaded in a proper template on the Malawi Biodiversity portal which we are building. So we have already kind of come up with 3 data sets which we have mobilized. One on museum, some museum data which is pre-existing. Another data set from literature, particularly thesis of students from Luana, from Chancellor College in Malawi. We also have a little bit from Zuni, that is in Zuzu University again in Malawi. Another data set we have mobilized from the field. We had one round of field data collection. We joined the fisheries department, provided them with our mobile app, went out to the field and captured the data, including pictures of the species that we were able to come across in the field. And all that data, all those data sets are going to be uploaded not a long time from now, the Malawi Biodiversity portal, and sometime before June, we should have those data sets as well uploaded on the GBIF portal. So basically, that's what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. I can already see some synergies because our new FBUS project is also a mobile app, hoping to, allow some mobilizing of data. So we'll need to chat to you guys. From the Sequoian project, anyone, or Laban, if you're here from Neferi, perhaps Vince? Vincent?
Thank you, Helen. I think you said from Nafiri, right?
Yes, correct. Hi, welcome.
Yes, yes. My project manager was here, but I think he dropped off, probably because of network. Okay. But I'm Vincent Masco, and I'm from Naxos Technologies. We are the leading ICT partner on the project for Nafiri, which is aiming at developing the freshwater biodiversity data portal for Uganda. It's a project we have done already. The project is still going on, but the portal is up. We launched it last year in December, and it's up and running. Maybe in one of the coming days, we will go through it. I know we have a slot somewhere. The portal is on. We have done it in collaboration with institutions, WCS, NEMA, and all institutions that handle freshwater biodiversity data to make sure that it fits their needs, it serves their purpose. And at the moment, it's up, and we have 15 data sets there, 554 species, 16,371 occurrences already in the freshwater biodiversity data portal, and of course, visitors have started using the data from there. People are able to search species, occurrences, and all that. So it's up and running, and I will be excited to share more details during one of the coming days when we will have time to dive in, see how it works, and all that. So that's the briefing. And the fact that the project manager is not here, so my communication is limited to technical so much. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Vincent. Yeah, you're scheduled, I think, for the 4th session. So we'll be hearing in more detail. So that'll be lovely. I won't ask you, Sam or Jean-Paul or Xavier, because you're going to be presenting, in some detail later in a few minutes. But I would like to just ask if there's anyone from either if Florence or Robert, so Atlas of Living in Tanzania or the Sequoian University, is anyone representing that? If not, we'll ask Astrid to just say hi. and tell us a bit about, you're obviously not JRS funded project, but you come from a very strong bioinformatics and database related background. So I think we can probably learn quite a bit by having you part of our group. So thank you for joining.
Yes, hello, I'm Astrid Schmidt-Kläuber from Boku University in Vienna, and thanks Helen for organizing this. This is really great. So I have heard just in the last 10 minutes, so many portals are being built in Africa, and I'm really curious to learn more about this. Yeah, and as you said, we never managed to get any of the GIS grants. So we tried several times, but we were not lucky as a European institution. Obviously, they do not give funds to us. Yeah, I'm here representing AquaHub, which is basically a network that was built to connect researchers and stakeholders and experts of freshwaters in Eastern Africa. So this is mainly a networking platform. So this comes from, because we have a master program on limnology and wetland management here, where many students from Africa take part, and then they go back to Africa, and then we thought we should try to connect them and also connect them with, so connect northern and southern experiences and just, yeah, work together or try to exchange views. And I'm also here representing the Freshwater Information Platform. This is a more global platform where we try to collect all kind of biodiversity related information. So not only real data, but also reports and analyzing tools and stuff like this. So I will certainly present this at some stage, and then I would be happy to connect with all of you and get your information onto the Freshwater Information Platform.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for that. And yes, we'll definitely be roping you in to give us a session of your own, one of the presentations. So thank you for that. Good. I think unless anyone else who haven't, any other projects that I've accidentally missed off, I can't see anyone from the last two remaining ones. I will then just quickly share my screen or I don't need to share my screen, but I'd just like to then hand over to Sam, Jean-Paul, and Xavier, who will take us through their project that they're in the midst of.